Welcome to the Daily English Learning Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Olivia, and I'm so excited to be here with you again today.
And I am your co-host, Martin. It is wonderful to be here. Hello to all our listeners around the world. Whether you're listening on your morning commute, during your lunch break, or while you're cooking dinner, we're really happy you're here with us.
Yes, thank you so much for tuning in. This podcast is all about helping you improve your English listening skills in a natural and enjoyable way. We don't use textbook language here. We talk like real people having real conversations.
Exactly. We believe the best way to learn a language is by listening to authentic dialogue. So, we try to keep things casual, spontaneous, and fun. Sometimes we make jokes, sometimes we go off on tangents, and that's okay, because that's how real conversations work.
Today's topic is one of the most popular topics for English learners: daily routines. We're going to talk about what we do every single day, from the moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep.
And we'll also discuss weekdays versus weekends, how our routines have changed over the years, and some tips for building better habits.
This is a long episode, maybe one of our longest yet. So grab a cup of coffee or tea, get comfortable, and let's dive in.
Before we start, I just want to say, don't worry if you don't understand every single word. Just try to follow the general conversation. You can always listen to this episode multiple times. Each time you listen, you'll understand more.
That is really great advice, Martin. Okay, I think we are ready to begin. Are you ready?
Let's do it. I am definitely ready to get started with this episode.
So, Martin, let's start from the very beginning. What time do you usually wake up on a typical weekday?
Well, that depends. If I have an early meeting, I set my alarm for 6 in the morning. But on a normal day, I wake up around 6:30 or sometimes even 7 o'clock.
6 in the morning? That's so early. Are you a morning person?
I wouldn't say I'm naturally a morning person. I think I became a morning person because I trained myself over time. When I was younger, maybe in my early 20s, I used to sleep until 10 or 11 in the morning. I was a total night owl back then.
Really? That is quite a surprise. What changed for you?
Well, when I started working full-time, I had no choice. I had to wake up early. At first, it was torture. I felt like a zombie every morning. But after a few months, my body adjusted. Now, I actually enjoy waking up early because I have quiet time before the world gets busy.
That's interesting. I'm the opposite. I am not a morning person at all. I hit the snooze button at least 3 times every morning. My alarm goes off at 7, but I don't actually get out of bed until 7:30.
The classic snooze habit. I used to do that too. But then I read somewhere that hitting snooze actually makes you more tired because you keep interrupting your sleep cycles.
Oh no, don't tell me that. I don't want to feel guilty about it. But you're probably right. I always feel groggy when I snooze too much.
So, when you finally drag yourself out of bed at 7:30, what's the first thing you do?
Okay, confession time. The first thing I do is check my phone. I know it's a bad habit, but I can't help it. I look at my messages, check the weather, and scroll through social media for a few minutes.
You and millions of other people. I do the same thing actually, even though I know I shouldn't. Experts say you should avoid screens for the first 30 minutes after waking up.
That is actually very interesting. Why is that the case, Martin?
Because your brain is still in a calm, relaxed state when you wake up. If you immediately start looking at emails or news, you flood your brain with information and stress. It's better to ease into the day slowly.
That makes sense. So, what do you do after you wake up?
Well, after checking my phone, because I'm not perfect either, I get up, stretch a little, and drink a big glass of water. I keep a bottle of water on my bedside table every night so it's ready in the morning.
Oh, that's smart. Why do you drink water first thing?
Because your body gets dehydrated while you sleep. You haven't had any water for maybe 7 or 8 hours. Drinking water in the morning helps wake up your organs and kickstart your metabolism.
I should start doing that. I usually go straight to the kitchen and make coffee.
Ah yes, coffee. The magical morning potion. Do you make it yourself, or do you have one of those fancy coffee machines?
I have a basic coffee maker, nothing fancy. I just use instant coffee most of the time because it's quick and easy. I know real coffee lovers would judge me for that.
No judgment here. Instant coffee is totally fine. I use a French press. It takes a bit longer, but I enjoy the process. Making coffee in the morning is like a little ritual for me. It helps me wake up mentally.
I like that idea. turning a simple task into a mindful moment. What do you do while your coffee is brewing?
Usually, I open the curtains, let some fresh air in, and maybe put on some quiet music. Sometimes I do a few stretches or light yoga poses. Nothing intense, just enough to get my blood flowing.
You sound so healthy and disciplined. I wish I had that kind of morning routine. I'm usually rushing around trying not to be late.
Well, to be fair, my routine only works because I work from home most days. If I had to commute to an office every morning, I'd probably be rushing too.
That's true. I take the bus to work, so I have to leave my house by 8:15. That gives me less than an hour to get ready after I wake up.
An hour is not a lot of time. What does your morning routine look like?
Okay, so after I make my coffee, I usually take a quick shower. I'm one of those people who needs a shower to feel awake. If I skip it, I feel sluggish all day.
I'm the same way. Some people prefer to shower at night before bed, but I can't do that. I need the morning shower to feel human.
Exactly. After my shower, I get dressed, do my makeup, which takes way too long, honestly, and then I quickly eat something.
What do you usually eat for breakfast?
It depends. If I have time, I make scrambled eggs or avocado toast. But most days, I just grab a banana and a granola bar and eat them on the bus.
Breakfast on the go. Classic busy person move. Do you ever feel like you're always in a hurry?
All the time. That's why I envy people like you who can take their time in the morning. I always feel like I'm running a race against the clock.
Have you ever thought about waking up earlier? Even just 15 or 20 minutes earlier could give you more breathing room.
I know. But I love my sleep too much. I'm always telling myself, I'll wake up earlier tomorrow, but then tomorrow comes and I hit snooze again.
I understand. It's hard to change a habit, especially one that feels so comfortable.
Speaking of habits, do you have any morning habits that you never skip? Like something you do every single day no matter what?
Good question. Yes, actually, making my bed. I always make my bed every morning, even if I'm in a hurry.
Really? Why do you do that?
It sounds silly, but making your bed gives you a small sense of accomplishment right at the start of the day. It's like you've already completed one task. Plus, it makes your room look tidy, which affects your mood.
I've heard that before. There's even a famous speech about it, something like, if you want to change the world, start by making your bed.
Yes, that's from a US Navy admiral. He said that if you make your bed every morning, you'll have accomplished the first task of the day, and it will encourage you to do more tasks.
That's actually really motivating. Maybe I should start making my bed too. Right now, I just leave it messy and deal with it later, or never.
Or never. Well, no judgment. Everyone has different priorities.
Okay, so we've talked about waking up, drinking water, coffee, showers, and breakfast. What about getting ready mentally for the day? Do you do anything to prepare your mind?
That's a great question. I used to jump straight into work mode, checking emails, looking at my to-do list, but now I try to spend at least 10 minutes doing something calm and intentional.
Can you give me a specific example of what you do? Like what exactly?
Sometimes I write in a journal, just a few sentences about how I'm feeling or what I'm grateful for. Other times, I read a few pages of a book, or I just sit quietly with my coffee and look out the window.
That sounds peaceful. I think a lot of people, including me, underestimate the importance of a calm morning.
Yeah, if you start the day stressed and rushed, that energy carries with you all day long. But if you start calmly, you feel more in control.
Wise words, Martin. Okay, so now we've woken up, had coffee, showered, and mentally prepared. It's time to actually start the day.
Right, so Olivia, you mentioned you take the bus to work. What's your commute like?
My commute is about 25 to 30 minutes, depending on traffic. I actually don't mind it too much because it gives me time to listen to music or podcasts like this one.
Excellent choice. Do you listen to English podcasts to practice your language skills, or do you listen in your native language?
Both, actually. Sometimes I listen to English podcasts to improve my listening, and other times I listen to true crime podcasts in my own language because I find them fascinating.
True crime. That's such a popular genre now. I've listened to a few, and they're so addictive.
They really are, but sometimes they stress me out, so I switch to something lighter like comedy or interviews.
Smart. So, when you arrive at work, what's the first thing you do?
First, I go to the break room and make another cup of coffee. Yes, I know, I already had one at home, but I need that second cup to really function.
There is absolutely no shame in that. Coffee is essential fuel for the morning.
Then I sit at my desk, turn on my computer, and check my emails. I try to respond to urgent ones first, and I make a list of tasks I need to finish that day.
Do you work better with a to-do list, or do you just go with the flow?
Definitely a to-do list. If I don't write things down, I forget them. Plus, there's something satisfying about checking things off the list as you complete them.
I'm the same way. I love the feeling of crossing something off. It's like a little reward.
Exactly. What about you? What does your workday look like?
Well, since I work from home, my routine is a bit different. After my morning routine, I go to my home office, which is really just a small desk in the corner of my living room, and I open my laptop.
Do you find it hard to focus at home? I think I would get distracted.
It can be challenging, yeah. Sometimes I hear my neighbors, or I get tempted to watch TV or clean the kitchen. But I've learned to set boundaries.
What kind of boundaries do you set for yourself to stay focused?
For example, I have specific work hours. I start at 9 and finish at 5, just like a regular office job. During those hours, I don't do personal stuff. I also keep my workspace clean and organized, so it feels like a real work environment.
That's smart. What kind of work do you do again?
I'm a software developer, so I spend most of my day writing code, testing programs, and having virtual meetings with my team.
How many meetings do you usually have in a day?
It depends. Some days I have no meetings at all, and I can just focus on coding. Other days I have back-to-back meetings for 3 or 4 hours. Those days are exhausting.
I can imagine. Sitting in meetings all day is draining.
Yeah, especially virtual meetings. There's something about staring at a screen and seeing everyone's faces in little boxes that makes it more tiring than in-person meetings.
I agree. We have a lot of virtual meetings too. Sometimes I turn off my camera and just listen because I get Zoom fatigue.
Zoom fatigue is real. I think it's because you're constantly aware of how you look on camera and you can't move around freely. It's mentally exhausting.
Exactly. Okay, so let's talk about lunch. What time do you usually eat lunch, and what do you eat?
I usually take my lunch break around 12:30 or 1 o'clock. I try to step away from my computer for at least 30 minutes.
Odd. A lot of people skip lunch or eat at their desks, which isn't healthy.
Yeah, I used to do that, but I realized it made me feel burnt out. Now, I make a point to actually take a break. I usually eat something light, like a salad, a sandwich, or leftovers from dinner the night before.
Do you cook your lunch, or do you eat out?
I mostly cook at home or meal prep on Sundays. Eating out every day gets expensive, and home-cooked food is usually healthier.
That's true. I eat at the office cafeteria most days. The food is okay, not amazing, but convenient. Sometimes I bring lunch from home, but I'm not very good at meal prepping.
It takes practice. At first, I found it boring and time-consuming, but now I actually enjoy it. I put on some music or a podcast, and I cook for a few hours on Sunday afternoon.
Maybe I should try it. What do you usually make?
I keep it simple. I'll roast a big tray of vegetables, like sweet potatoes, broccoli, and bell peppers, and grill some chicken or fish. Then I portion everything into containers for the week.
That sounds delicious and efficient. I need to be more organized like you.
I'm not perfect. Some weeks I skip meal prep and end up ordering takeout.
That makes me feel better. Okay, so after lunch, what does your afternoon look like?
Afternoons are usually when I do my most focused work. I try to finish any coding tasks or write documentation. If I have meetings, they're usually in the afternoon.
Do you ever feel that afternoon energy slump? Like around 2 or 3 o'clock, you suddenly feel tired?
Oh, absolutely. That's very common. I think it's natural for your energy to dip in the afternoon. When that happens, I either take a short walk outside or do some stretches.
Does doing that actually help you feel better and more energetic?
Yeah, it really does. Even just 5 or 10 minutes of movement can wake you up. Fresh air is also key.
I should try that. Usually, I just drink more coffee, which probably isn't the best solution.
Coffee is everyone's solution, but too much caffeine can make you jittery and mess with your sleep later.
True. Okay, so we've made it through the morning and afternoon. What time do you usually finish work?
I try to finish by 5 or 6 in the evening. I used to work late into the night, but I learned that's not sustainable. Now, I shut down my computer at 6, and that's it. Work is done for the day.
Good for you. I think a lot of people struggle with work-life balance, especially if they work from home.
Yeah, the boundaries blur. That's why I'm strict about my work hours now.
So, Martin, let's talk about evenings. What do you do after work?
After I close my laptop, I usually change into more comfortable clothes, like sweatpants and a t-shirt. Then I start thinking about dinner.
Do you cook dinner every night? Or do you order food sometimes?
I cook most nights. I enjoy cooking because it's relaxing and creative. But on Fridays, I usually order pizza or sushi as a little treat for getting through the week.
I love that. Friday night takeout is a tradition for a lot of people.
Yeah, it feels like a small reward. What about you? What do you do after work?
Well, after I get home from work around 6:30, I'm usually pretty tired. The first thing I do is kick off my shoes and change into comfy clothes.
I feel exactly the same. There's something so satisfying about changing out of work clothes.
Right? Then I usually go to the kitchen and figure out what to make for dinner. Sometimes I cook something simple like pasta or stir fry. Other times, if I'm too tired, I just heat up something frozen.
There is absolutely no shame in that. We all have those days sometimes.
Exactly. After dinner, I clean up the kitchen, wash the dishes, wipe the counters, put things away.
Do you find cleaning therapeutic, or is it a chore?
It really depends on my mood. Sometimes I put on music and it feels relaxing. Other times, I just want to get it over with.
I usually wash dishes while listening to a podcast or YouTube video. It makes the time go faster.
That is a really good idea. After cleaning, I usually spend some time on the couch. I'll watch a TV show, read a book, or just browse the internet.
What kind of shows do you like to watch?
I like comedies, dramas, and sometimes documentaries. Right now, I'm rewatching Friends for probably the 10th time.
Friends is such a classic. I've seen every episode multiple times too.
It's comfort TV, you know? You don't have to think too much, and it always makes you laugh.
I totally agree with you. I'm watching a crime series right now. I won't spoil it, but it's very suspenseful.
Oh, I love a good mystery. What do you do if the episode ends on a cliffhanger?
I suffer. I want to watch the next episode immediately, but I force myself to wait because otherwise I'd stay up until 3 in the morning.
That is impressive self-control. I'm terrible at that. If a show is really good, I'll binge watch an entire season in one weekend.
I have definitely done that too. I have absolutely no regrets.
So, after TV, do you do anything else before bed?
Yeah, I try to wind down. I'll brush my teeth, maybe take a warm shower if I didn't shower in the morning, and then I read for a bit.
What are you reading right now?
A nonfiction book about productivity and habits. It's actually really interesting.
That sounds useful. I used to read a lot, but lately, I've been on my phone too much before bed.
Yeah, phones are the enemy of good sleep. The blue light messes with your melatonin production.
I know, but it's such a hard habit to break. Do you have any tips?
What helped me was putting my phone in another room at night. I bought a regular alarm clock so I wouldn't need my phone by the bed.
That is actually really smart. Maybe I should try doing that too.
It takes a few days to adjust, but it really improves your sleep quality.
What time do you usually go to bed?
I try to be in bed by 10:30 and asleep by 11. I need at least 7 hours of sleep to function properly.
I'm the same. If I get less than 7 hours, I'm grumpy the whole next day.
Sleep is so incredibly important, yet so many people seem to sacrifice it.
True. Okay, so that's a typical weekday. But what about weekends? Do you have a different routine?
Oh, weekends are completely different. I don't set an alarm, so I usually wake up naturally around 8 or 9.
Oh, wow. I have to say, that sounds absolutely heavenly and relaxing.
It really is. I like to take my time in the morning. I make a big breakfast like pancakes or an omelet, and I drink my coffee slowly while reading the news or watching something on YouTube.
That sounds so relaxing. My weekends are a mix of relaxation and chores.
What kind of chores do you have to do?
Laundry, cleaning the apartment, grocery shopping. All the stuff I don't have time for during the week.
I do the same. Saturday morning is usually cleaning day for me. I vacuum, mop the floors, change the bed sheets, and do laundry.
Do you listen to anything while you clean?
Always. Usually upbeat music or a podcast. It makes cleaning more fun.
I do the same. After chores, what do you do with the rest of your weekend?
It depends. Sometimes I meet friends for lunch or coffee. Other times, I go for a hike or a bike ride if the weather is nice.
That sounds active. I'm more of a stay home and relax person on weekends.
Nothing wrong with that. What do you do to relax?
I usually catch up on TV shows, read, or do some baking. I love baking on Sundays. It's therapeutic.
That sounds delicious. What kind of things do you like to bake?
Cookies, brownies, sometimes a cake. Then I bring the goodies to work on Monday and share them with my colleagues.
I bet you must be very popular at work.
Well, I certainly try my best to be a good colleague.
Do you ever feel like weekends go by too quickly?
Hob, all the time. By Sunday evening, I start feeling anxious about Monday.
Yes, the Sunday scaries. That is what people call it.
Yes, it is definitely a real thing. How do you deal with it?
I try to do something enjoyable on Sunday evening, like watch a favorite show, take a bath, or prepare a nice dinner. That way, I end the weekend on a positive note.
That is a really good strategy. I think I should try it.
All right, Olivia, we've talked a lot about daily routines. Before we finish, let's go over some key vocabulary from today's episode.
That is a great idea. Let's help our listeners review what we learned.
First word, commute. Your commute is the journey you take from home to work and back. Example, my commute takes 30 minutes.
Next, snooze. To snooze means to delay your alarm and sleep a little longer. Example, I hit the snooze button 3 times this morning.
Groggy means feeling tired, confused, or not fully awake. Example, I feel groggy when I don't sleep enough.
Kickstart means to start something quickly or energetically. Example, a glass of water helps kickstart your metabolism.
Ritual is a routine or ceremony that you do regularly. Example, making coffee is my morning ritual.
Sluggish means slow-moving or lacking energy. Example, I feel sluggish on Monday mornings.
Breathing room means extra time or space to relax. Example, waking up earlier gives you more breathing room.
Burnt out means extremely tired, usually from working too much. Example, I felt burnt out after working 60 hours last week.
Jittery means nervous or shaky, often from too much caffeine. Example, too much coffee makes me feel jittery.
Wind down means to relax and calm down before bed. Example, I read a book to wind down at night.
And finally, Sunday scaries, the anxious feeling people get on Sunday evening thinking about Monday.
Great list. Those are all super useful in everyday conversation.
Absolutely. Well, that is all we have time for in today's episode.
Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into daily routines.
If you have any questions or want to share your own daily routine, leave us a comment or send us a message.
And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next episode.
Until next time, we hope you have a wonderful day.
Bye, everyone. See you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to us today.